We didn't we didn't speak before. I don't know how good this audio quality is gonna be, but let's have a go at it. Yes. All right. Do 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 do. Notification sounds are low, but the voice should be good.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, sounds good. That's actually pretty
Okay,
good. Let me
perfect.
turn you up a
Hello.
little bit.
All right.
Yeah. How's it going, ScribbleNeko?
Going good. How are you?
Uh, living the dream. Just like a plastic bag floating in the wind. Do you know how it goes?
Yeah, nice.
Listen,
It's good.
appreciate you coming on here. We had a
Mm-hmm.
we had a heck of a time looking at the game. I didn't when you first contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't you know pay too much attention. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like a fun thing to do. So I didn't even look
Yeah.
at the game, and I remember going and downloading it and reading the description, and it's like
Mm.
this. What is it? What does it say? It's like a troublemaking wizard and like a gay demon. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're getting into here.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's a good
it's
one.
definitely out there and really fun.
But yeah, I got the game going. I don't know if here, let me I should be able to pipe in through the OBS output so you can see what's going on.
Oh, sweet.
OBS virtual cam. Boop. There you go. So you see what's happening. For me it's mirrored.
Oh, awesome.
Hopefully it shows and then you can see the chat on the side there.
Yeah, yeah. I see everything perfectly fine. Looks awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, before I'm not going to take too much of your time. Just a handful of
Hmm.
questions.
Yeah, of course.
What you and before we even get into the game, I just have to ask, like, where is the social media presence? Like,
It's basically non-existent right now,
uh huh.
unfortunately. Like, it's really hard to get the game out there without any money. So far all we've been able to do is kind of post updates, but it really hasn't gained any traction yet. So we've been basically relying on streamers to push the game forward.
Okay. And during the stream, I remember there was, I'd say at least 4 or 5 people who were like, "Oh, what game is this?" And I had the name up on the screen, but it was specifically
Mhm.
on TikTok because they love to ask that
Mhm.
question. But
Oh, that's
even
awesome.
still,
Mhm.
you you got to make an Instagram or something, or just a at least
We
for
we do have a Twitter and
okay.
a TikTok, but it unfortunately just hasn't gained a lot of traction.
That's
So
okay.
yeah.
It's all right. Listen, I'm all about those independent creators. I think it's a wonderful thing. We're already just inundated with all this AAA huge companies. It's like, well, what's
Hmm.
this game that just got $100 million just down the toilet because of Sony? I don't know, some looter shooter that we're making, and it just failed
Yeah.
within like 2 weeks. Like, we don't need
Yeah.
any more of that. Let's get
Hmm.
some people out here with some passion.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot.
No, for real. I mean, that this is why outside of the nostalgia factor, it's a
Hmm.
huge reason why I still play the older games. It's just like the people that were working. Of course, the business aspect was there back then,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
it feels like the creatives were allowed to do what they needed to do. It's like, yeah, you guys
Yeah.
worry about your game, we'll worry about this aspect, and
Hmm.
it it was there was some good results out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess first thing is like, how many people are working on the game? Is this like a passion project, or are you guys trying to like really get into game development as a full time?
It's only two people right now.
Okay.
It's me, the artist, and then we have or I have a programmer that basically makes the game what it is. They do much more than programming. They also animate everything that I create and make
Oh,
sure that all the cutscenes run smoothly and stuff. So yeah, it's awesome.
okay. That's a lot of work, but you see that a
Mhm.
lot too with indie games. Like it'll be just one person or a very small group of
Mhm.
people, just two people. All right. Well, that checks out for sure because it does
Mhm.
look like this is the beginnings of something that you're trying to continue to build upon.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much? What's like the timeline? Like, what are you guys aiming for something, or is it just like you're doing it as you can?
We're aiming for Valentine's Day to release the final episode of the game, but right now we've only released the first six.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't get through a lot of it. The game was kind
Hmm.
of kicking my ass.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a hard one.
Yeah. Once what was it? Maybe even well, the first boss I had to go at him for like 3 times before I got to the second one, and I haven't
Hmm.
even beaten the chapter 3 boss when I was because I got some footage playing. That was the last time I was playing it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but yeah, it's challenging. I like a lot of the mechanics there, and it's pretty solid. And truth be
Thank you.
told, yeah, like I'm not even a huge fan of RPGs. Like my RPG arc ended way back with like Final Fantasy VII Tactics and like I don't know if you heard of this game called Vagrant Story.
Oh, I haven't actually. I'm very much brand new to the gaming world. I didn't grow up with a computer or a phone until I was about 13 when I got my first phone. But at that time, all I knew was like playing Flappy Bird and random little games. I didn't know about the internet. So my significant other had
Hmm.
taught me so much about it that I was like, oh, like I actually want to kind of pursue this. And I was already a 2D animator at the time,
Hmm.
so they were like, try pixel art. So then I tried it and I ended up loving it. And then I started looking at a bunch of different animators online and tried to like kind of pick apart what made them such strong animators. And in a very, very, very short amount of time, try to create my own flow of how to do that as well. I still
Okay,
have so much to learn, but yeah.
that's perfect segue into the next question. Is like
Oh,
the like
awesome.
you're going into like okay this you really were gravitated to the pixel art, but with
Hmm.
pixel art itself, like there is a lot of limitations because it is sort of this
Yeah.
lower detail. How did you
Hmm.
balance between the aesthetics and like okay detail versus how you wanted it to look, how the sprites like what was
Hmm.
that whole process like?
That's an excellent question because it's been such a hard thing to kind of pinpoint because our programmer had such a specific way that they wanted the sprites to look. Trying
Mm-hmm.
to navigate animations through that was a little challenging, but I had followed there's this one guy on YouTube, indie animator, where he just kind of shows off how he learned pixel art
Mm-hmm.
and shows people how they can do it too. So I took pieces of that, but because he uses a sub-pixel version of animating where you make the dark pixels slide across to make something happen, kind of made our characters look like they had like black pieces flying off of them. I
Oh,
had to basically mess with the idea of subpixel animation using color to mimic the exact same phenomenon happening with the black pixel. So it was very challenging, but a lot of my animations came from my own head. I didn't have a lot of reference to
okay,
do the animations I wanted because, in general, in most popular pixel art games, I can say they care more about fidelity rather than the practicality of animation.
sure.
I study a lot of Hayao Miyazaki and learned a lot from Studio Ghibli, so I tried to make everything feel a little more real than look pretty, if that makes sense. I don't
Okay.
know how to explain it,
No,
but
that's pretty succinct. That's pretty good. I didn't know that
mhm.
whole subpixel stuff. Are you saying that? So some of
Mhm.
the animations were kind of sliding off the characters.
Yeah, it's not like it's sliding off. It's more like because they have a black outline.
Mm-hmm.
If I tried to use standard subpixels, it would look like a chunk of their hair is kind of stuck and not moving.
Okay.
So in order to combat that, I had to use the colors from either their shading or their skin tones or
Yeah.
jacket tone or whatever there was in order to replicate that same effect without using just solid black.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's
that was
that's
fun.
pretty cool. Yeah. Then and what we can go into like what are your favorite? Well, like what animation do you look at in the game and feel like oh I'm really proud of that particular animation or this particular character? Is there one that stands out to you?
I think the marshmallow dog transforming into the glitch beast or the marshmallow beast
Okay.
was my favorite. Like that one took so long to do. I think I spent like 5 days on it, like perfecting it, and I got to show it off to my mom and my grandma, so that meant a lot. So it has a really special place in my heart.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
that's that's an interesting one to pick. I kind of like I really like the victory animations. I'm like, oh, that's really cute. I like the turn
that
one.
actually wasn't done by me. That was done by
Oh,
another artist. My name is my brain's slipping on his name. It's like Wizgardis or Wiz. was artist.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember right now, but he is a much better pixel artist animator than I am, and I've basically kind of taken a lot of his work to try to figure out how to become a better animator. So without his animations, I definitely wouldn't be where I am now.
Oh,
Um, but yeah,
that's cool. So you
that's literally my
have
favorite animation too, and I've been trying to figure out how he did it so smoothly. Like it's perfect.
yeah, it is very nice. But the for me, it's like it harkens back to that Final Fantasy sort of thing because after
Hmm.
you win a battle, they do their little victory dance or
Hmm.
what's the specific fanfare? Yeah, the little
Oh
fanfare
yeah,
sound and
exactly.
animation. So that's
Hmm.
cool. So you even though it's just two of you, you have had other people come in and help out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Heck yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I basically started working on the game later on into the project. They had worked on
okay.
the game first in the first 4 years of production, and I basically came in about 6 months ago.
Nice. All
So
right.
I basically redid the entire game from scratch after everything they had done with the game.
Kudos to you. Yeah, that looks
Thank
really
you.
good. I think that's yeah. You had messaged me after when we were talking. It's like, oh, I redid all the pixels. That's dude, the creative
Hmm.
process, and I know a little bit of it because I used to do photography and videography and video editing, and it's like the
Hmm.
most tedious thing that you're sort of just every minutia detail that you're going through over and over and over again until you feel satisfied, and
Yeah.
it's very daunting. So God, I can only imagine having to take all of the assets that they already had
Hmm.
and trying to make it look a particular way where everybody's happy. And speaking of, so you're coming in later. How? What's the process like? Do you guys just kind of go to a coffee shop, pal around at each other's houses, or do you have like a specific space that you go to like try to work on it? How does that go?
Um, actually, the programmer and I are in a relationship, and we live together.
Oh, well, that
So
makes
yeah,
things a
we
lot
basically
easier.
work right together. Hmm. No, exactly.
That's cool. Oh, that's a what a wonderful hobby to have. Because even if
Hmm.
nothing comes of it, I mean, I hope you guys get it going and it gets some traction and it goes well. But
Yeah.
it can always be something that you guys can look at. And it's like, hey, we created this wonderful thing
Yeah.
together, and it's awesome.
Exactly.
So is
No, yeah, we
there
really do all the time.
yeah? So is there projections of yourself or your partner and the characters there? Or is
um, actually, no. It's mainly the programmers'
okay?
projection of the characters.
Mm,
Um, I had known them well after the game had been produced, so um, I didn't have any influence in the characters.
okay.
But yeah, so basically, it's all the programmer's mind that created this world.
I got one very important request that we mentioned
Okay.
when we were doing the stream is we need to be able to pet the dog. There's got to be if anything at all that I can influence and or we
Hmm.
the small group of people here that are watching is we gotta within the cutscene it's like do you want to pet the dog yes or no and we gotta be able to pet the dog.
I love that suggestion too, because when we were originally doing the first episode, I had also suggested it
Yeah.
because
Okay.
when Karma like runs up to the marshmallow dog, I was like, oh, I want to make him pet the dog so bad,
Yeah.
but we
Got to
just
do
didn't
it.
have the time and there was so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I will definitely think about that because that just seems way too fun to not do.
Yeah, and overall, yeah, it's like you can tell that. And I was guessing this. I'm like, this is either one or a very small team of people making this, and it's clear
Hmm.
that you got a ways to go. But sort of the foundation of it is very good,
Hmm.
and
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah, I think it's great. Can I pet that? Yes, Peach. That's what we're trying to do. So outside of that too, and clearly you guys are trying to reach out and get feedback and stuff and see what you can get in there with the time that you have left. What's
Yeah.
like what's the most like repeated suggestions that you're getting?
We actually haven't gotten a lot of feedback from the game,
Okay.
unfortunately. A lot of it has been like, "Oh my god, this pixel art is amazing." Like these boss fights are so hard. So we haven't gotten too much, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could get more, but um, yeah. So it's one of those things where we want to kind of build a community slowly. Like
Okay.
I just started a Discord
Mm-hmm.
so that we can slowly like build that up and gain more feedback and gain more kind of crowd reaction.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. Because, again, I was
Thank you.
looking for the. I'm like team. What is it?
Team
Team
EOK.
EOK, right? And I
Hmm.
searched it, and some like furniture company in China came up. I'm like,
Oh
that
my gosh.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
we
sound
we
like
go
it.
by Echoes of Karma.
Okay, okay,
Hmm.
gotcha. That's it. But okay, that's let me see. I think that's all I had. I was just like, just do a quick thing. Well,
Hmm.
I've had the game playing here. I don't know if you can. Are you which? Are you just
Yeah,
looking
I
at
can
my
see the
feed? You're
screen.
not seeing the TikTok one, but
I
I
can see the Twitch feed.
okay. But
Hmm.
over on TikTok we're live as well, and I
Oh,
put
awesome.
yeah Echoes of Karma. Speaking with at Scribble_Neko. Is that where everybody can find you with that
I go
handle?
by ScribbleNeko without underscore
Okay,
for the most part. TikTok was the only one where I had to do that because I think someone might have already had the name or something, or maybe they required it.
sounds about right
But
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
What? Oh, okay. I have one more thing because I'm an
Okay.
IT guy. I game
Hmm.
on Windows.
Yeah.
There's no way to resize the window when you don't have it full screen. Like the window
Yeah.
is set to a size. That'd
So
be on the technical side. That'd be the only suggestion I'd have for you to.
it's literally only because of the integrity of the pixel art. If we
Oh,
tried resizing the window, it would actually make the cutscenes look bad. So that was basically the only solution we could have in order to make sure that everything stayed cinematic without looking bad.
I'm sure there's a way to upscale it to where you can do. There's
Hmm.
like different types. So I was killing bicubic or
Hmm.
something like that, or you can do hard edge where all the edges just
Hmm.
sort of stay the same fidelity. There's no because I know yeah when you try to
Mm.
like upscale something that's meant to be this size, and what'll
Hmm.
end up happening is that you get that smearing or loss of
Yeah.
detail.
Hmm.
But if you there's a way to I forget it's in all the editing programs have it and
Hmm.
escapes my
We
mind
work in
the
Game
technical
Maker,
name.
so we would have to figure out how to make that work through
Oh,
Game
for
Maker.
sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
But
I'm not
I'll
familiar at
definitely
all. I don't
yeah.
know anything about gaming, but I remember
Hmm.
looking at it because if I'm streaming, I've got a bunch of windows open and then I'm capturing. The way that I did it was
Yeah.
I used OBS itself, capture that
Oh,
window, and
okay.
then I'm able to output that in a way where I can have a separate window. So I literally have the game really small and then the game really big over here. But
Got it.
just a but whatever. Listen, you guys are doing great. Love the
Thank you so
controller
much.
support. Love the fact
Oh,
that
thank you.
you have skins for the buttons. Like, hey, do you want your buttons to be like Switch or Xbox or
Hmm.
PlayStation? I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Love the homage, or I think it's a homage to like Yoshi's Island, the menu screen. It very much
Oh,
looks like Yoshi's Island.
it reminded me of that as well, but it's actually homage to Kirby.
Oh, is it? Okay, that
Hmm.
makes sense. I never played into Kirby. I remember I played Yoshi's Island not too long ago, and I'm like, this menu
Uh,
screen looks just it's sort of screaming. If you haven't, give it a
hmm.
try. It's a wonderful game. Heck, you might find some
Yeah, I'd love to
inspiration
try
there.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it's Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, excellent action adventure game. Yeah, good stuff. ScribbleNeko. I
Hmm.
won't keep you
Thank
any
you.
longer. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate you, and best of luck to you.
No, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. Like, I really, really appreciate this. Like,
Oh,
you're the first person that's kind of like reached out like this, and it really means a lot. So thank you so much.
it's not that we just chatting. We're just chatting. I do
Hmm.
this as a hobby. I just come on every now and then whenever I have free time. I've got a lovely group of people that, for whatever reason, come watch.
Hmm.
So yeah, hopefully we'll both of us will gain some traction, as they say.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I wish the best to you, and I'm glad you enjoy the game.
Yeah,
And I can't wait for everyone to see like the updates we come out with in the future.
awesome. Well, all right, Nico, you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Hmm. You too. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye. Aw, that was nice. I thought it was such a I don't know why I took it that way because initially it was just like, hey, would you mind playing this game on stream? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Then I kept thinking about, should I do a video? Should I do like a video review? Videos are a pain in the ass to do. So I'm like, you know what? How about we just have a little chat on stream? How about that? We just shoot the hay. I don't want to say the other word, so we don't get demonetized or sorry, flagged. Yeah. what was it? Early last week. I think Nico, came into the stream, and I don't know if they'd come before or something, and it kind of just threw that out there. It's like, hey, we got this game. Do you wanna try it out? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll give it a go. Yeah, isn't that nice? Isn't that such a wonderful thing? Oh, there is right there. Such a wonderful thing to be doing this creative project with your significant other. What a cute little story. Oh, you're over on Twitch. I thought you would be over on TikTok. All right. What are we doing? We're going back to the Mario Party. Mario Party. Paper Mario. Oh, Melton